Hello everyone, welcome to Sir Frederick Chemistry YouTube channel, Easy Way of Learning. Today I will discuss class 12 Biomolecules. After studying this unit, you will be able to explain the characteristics of biomolecules like carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids and hormones, classification of carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids and vitamins on the basics of the structure, and you will explain the difference between DNA and RNA and describe the role of biomolecules in biosystem. So here, what is biomolecules? Chemicals or molecules present in the living organisms are known as biomolecules. So the biomolecules are classified as carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins and the nucleic acid and hormones. So here, why do we study biomolecules? So we have a gene. So our parents kita irundhu we have some resemble like eye, nose and then even fingers. So these are all the resemblance of the grandparents, and the food we eat, it has a biomolecules. So biomolecules like apple and corn, glucose, sugar, idellame it will be carbohydrates, and then vitamins, proteins, these are all biomolecules. And why do we fall sick? Because of the deficiency of vitamins, lack of vitamins. So all these are biomolecules. That's why we are going to read in this biomolecules chapter completely. So here, if you see this, a living system grows, sustains and reproduce itself. The living system means you can take as human beings, animal, plant, dog, cat, etc. Any living organisms you can take it. So it grows, sustain and reproduce itself. The most amazing thing about a living system is that it is composed of non-living atoms and molecules. So it depends upon the non-living atoms and molecules. All the living organisms depends upon only the non-living atoms and molecules. For example, if you take carbon, oxygen, so this and all we need every day. And the pursuit of knowledge of what goes on chemically with a living system falls in the domain of biochemistry. The word biochemistry is very very important. So the pursuit of knowledge of what goes on chemically, or a living organism or living system la namalukku vandu chemically we need everything. So that falls on our human system. So that is a biochemistry. So as I already said, the living systems are made up of various biomolecules complexes like carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, lipids, etc. So the most essential constituent of our food is proteins and carbohydrate. This and all we need essential. So the biomolecules interact with each other and constitute the molecular logic of life process. In addition, some simple molecules like vitamins and mineral salts also play an important role in the functions of organisms, and we will read the structure and functions of the biomolecules in this chapter. Here, the most amazing thing about a living system is that it is composed of non-living atoms and molecules. So நம்மளுடைய லைஃபுக்கு vitamins தேவை, protein தேவை, minerals, that is a salt, otherwise we will have a thyroid problems. Okay, so salts we need and carbohydrate we need. Every day we are taking carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, this and all. Okay, if there is a lack of vitamins, we need some deficiency syndrome. Okay, correct. The next one, we will see the classifications of biomolecules. So what are the classifications of biomolecules? So as we already know, carbohydrates, proteins, enzymes, vitamins, nucleic acids, this and all we will see in this detail. So biomolecules are classified as carbohydrates, protein, enzyme, vitamins and nucleic acids. So we will discuss RNA and DNA. So I will take first carbohydrate. So carbohydrate are known as saccharides. You can say it is a saccharides. So here the first one we will discuss about glucose, fructose, lactose, starch, cellulose and glycogen. Okay, so all these we will discuss in detail. Then here this carbohydrate, okay, we'll see the first one is a carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are primarily produced by plants and form a very large group of naturally occurring organic compounds. Animals will not produce a carbohydrate, only the plants. Some common examples of carbohydrate are cane sugar, glucose, and then starch, etc. Okay, so carbohydrates are the most abundant organic molecules in nature. So it is the most abundant organic molecules in the nature. And then the term carbohydrate is derived from the French word. This is derived from the French word hydrate de carbone. That's why we call it as a hydrate of carbon. The general formula of carbohydrate is CxH2O bracket Y. Okay, so we can include the numbers here, and it is having the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So this is the general formula. Most of them they have a general formula CxH2O only. So here glucose. Okay, so glucose I am including this CxH2O Y. If I add 6 here, C6H2O6, so this 6 will be multiplied into the hydrogen. 6 into 2 12 and O6. That's why the general formula of glucose is C6H12O6. So the molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6 fits into the general formula as we learned earlier. But all the compounds which fit into this formula may not be classified as a carbohydrate. For example, acetic acid, the formula is CH3COOH. Here I am taking 2 and 2. So the formula will be CH3COOH, but it is not a carbohydrate, but it fits into this formula, but it is not a carbohydrate. And then rhamnose, the general formula is C6H12O6. Though it is a carbohydrate, but does not fit into this formula. Okay, so these are the 3 things. So the formula of glucose is this one, and acetic acid and rhamnose. Now we will see the definition of carbohydrate. The real definition, it may be defined as optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketones are the compounds which produce such units on hydrolysis. So you should remember the 4 words: optically active, polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone. அப்போ polyhydroxy அப்படின்னா என்ன? So polyhydroxy or poly means many OH molecules. Okay, here aldehyde, so it may be aldehyde or ketone. So I am taking A. Okay, so A is the reactant. Here if I add H2O, that means hydrolysis. So in the A when hydrolyze panna appadina, the product will be such units of aldehyde and ketones. So here there is two examples. The one is fructose and another one is glucose, and this one will be a ketone group and this one is aldehyde group. These are the examples of ketone and aldehyde groups. So that such units is this one, okay, aldehyde and ketone. So there are many polyhydroxy OH. So here there will be a here one first OH, 2 and 3. There are polyhydroxy compounds. Which compound? It is a ketone compounds. And when you look out the glucose, it is an aldehyde group and then OH, 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 OH. So here there are polyhydroxy OH groups, okay, and this is the examples of glucose. So the optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketones are the compounds which produce such units on hydrolysis. So here there will be R. So here it obeys this one, optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketones. Or அந்த காம்பவுண்ட் உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கல அப்படின்னா, ஸோ the compounds which produce such units, ஒரு ஏ ரியாக்டன் அதோட நம்ம ஹைட்ரலைஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா you will get a aldehyde or ketone groups. So it should obey this definition. And some of the carbohydrates which are sweet in taste are also called as sugars. Sugars are always sweet in taste, and the most common sugar used in our homes is named as a sucrose, whereas the sugar present in milk is called as a lactose. Carbohydrate are also called as a saccharides. So I already said, so this is saccharides, so which means sugar. Saccharine, it is a Greek word. So it is a Greek word. Saccharide is a Greek word, which means saccharine. Saccharine means sugar, and that is a Greek word. Carbohydrates are classified on the basics of their behavior on hydrolysis. They have been broadly divided into three groups. One is monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and then polysaccharides. So I will discuss one by one. The first one is monosaccharides. It is the basic units of carbohydrates which cannot be hydrolyzed into a simpler units or a smaller units. So here I am taking a compound A. We cannot divide into a simpler compounds on the hydrolysis, okay, that is called a monosaccharide. It is based on the number of carbon atoms and the type of functional groups. So number of carbon atoms, it will be carbon, it will be a long chain. So number of carbon atoms, and it will be the types of the functional groups, either aldehyde or a ketone group. Carbon, number of carbon atoms. So here you will have a ketone groups. So these are the two types. One is based on the carbon atoms and the type of the functional group. And also 20 monosaccharides are known to occur in nature. Some of the examples of glucose, fructose, and ribose. These are the examples of monosaccharides. And oligosaccharides, they can be further hydrolyzed to yield 2 or 10 monosaccharides. It will give 2 or more, okay, so 2 to 10 monosaccharides. So that are classified as a disaccharide, tri, tetra. So di is 2, and then tri is 3, and tetra is 4 up to 10, deca, okay, decasaccharides, depending upon the number of monosaccharides they provide on hydrolysis. So which means A is B plus C plus D like this. So it will give number of monosaccharides. Amongst these, the most common are disaccharides. So most common is the disaccharides. The two monosaccharide units obtained on hydrolysis of a disaccharide may be a same or different. If I take this one, it is a disaccharide. The product will be two disaccharides. Okay, so two monosaccharides will be a same or different, either glucose, and then here glucose, fructose. So these are the types. Okay, it will be a same or different molecule. So I am giving an example. Suppose I am taking disaccharide, and then one molecule of sugar, that means sucrose. One molecule of sucrose will give the yield one molecule of glucose and another molecule of fructose. This one will be the fructose. So the product will be different. And another example, I am taking a maltose. So maltose I am taking it. So the product will be a two molecules of glucose plus glucose. So these are the examples of oligosaccharides. And polysaccharides, it is a non-crystalline, the carbohydrates which eat a large number of monosaccharides. Okay, poly is many. Large number of monosaccharide units on hydrolysis are called polysaccharides. Large number, A gives B plus C plus D. Large number of, that means carbon number of monosaccharide units on hydrolysis. Some common examples are starch, cellulose, glycogen, gums, etc. So the polysaccharides are non-crystalline, non-soluble in water, and it will be a tasteless on hydrolysis, and they are called as non-sugars. Carbohydrates are further classified as reducing sugar and non-reducing sugar. All those carbohydrates which reduce filling solution and Tollens reagents are referred to as a reducing agent. So all those carbohydrates which reduce filling solution and Tollens reagent are referred to as a reducing agent. So the mostly reducing agent of reducing sugar of carbohydrates are aldehydes, ketones, and hemiacetal. So these are the structure of aldehyde, ketone, and hemiacetal. These are all reducing sugars. Okay, this one is aldehyde because here there will be a CHO, and then here there will be a carbon oxygen double bond, ketone group, and then it is a hemiacetal. Okay, it is a hemiacetal group. And another examples of non-reducing sugar is acetal. Acetal is a non-reducing sugars. And you should note one more thing: all monosaccharides, disaccharides are a reducing sugar except sucrose. Thank you.